Guys, thank you for joining us again. This is another episode of the Planeswalker Coach. Guys, I'm super excited to show you this deck today. This deck is probably one of the best decks that I've made in a long time. It's a deck that I'm super excited about, a deck that I'm super happy to share with you, one that I'm just absolutely fond of. And there's three reasons I'm super fond of this deck, yeah? The first one is that if you take a look at this deck, none of these cards are mythic, none of these cards are masterpiece, which means that you probably have a lot of these cards already, right? None of these cards are any more rare than rare, right? So that kind of sounds funny, but these cards you'll probably have a lot of. There's an uncommon and two commons, right? So you'll probably have a lot of these cards already. The second thing I really like about this deck is that it has an amazing combo here that I've learned about from one of my coalition teammates. His name is Pollard. Pollard is the boss of our team. We are the coalition called Magic Mexico. You guys can take a look, scroll, and search for us. We might have some opening spots. You guys can jump in and play with us. This is a combo that Pollard helped me to figure out, right? He suggested this one, Danitha Anointed Hope. It pairs nicely with Blade of Shared Souls. So here's how the combo works. It's a nice infinite combo. All right. It says when this creature enters the battlefield, pick one of the first 4 equipment or aura cards from your library, fetch that card, and it gains full mana. The only card, the absolute only card that you can pick will be this card, Blade of Shared Souls. What it does is it allows you to create a copy of target non-token creature and you put it onto the battlefield under your control. The creature you're going to pick, obviously, is Danitha. When you pick Danitha, you're going to be able to trigger this ability again. When you trigger that ability, you're going to be able to pick out the Blade of Shared Souls. Once you pick out the Blade of Shared Souls, it's going to be put in your hand. It's going to have full mana. You can play it. When you play it, select Danitha again, and then use this again to trigger this, which comes into play, triggers this, comes into play, triggers that, and you can see what's happening. It's a nice infinite loop that continues to reinforce Danitha. She's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until she's able to destroy your opponent. What I found is that this is such a destructive deck that you can win on the very first turn. I wouldn't say frequently, but it does happen. It does happen. I've played a ton of games to test this deck, and when I was playing the Trial of Planeswalker to kind of, I guess, certify this deck as championship level, I won 2 times on the very first turn without allowing my opponent to even draw a single card, right? And the reason that we're able to do that is these 2 cards here, they give you haste, all right? That's super important. That means you can attack the first turn Danitha comes out. I kind of want to explain that these cards here, these are all interchangeable. The big thing here is they allow you to fetch, right? You want to fetch Danitha, because as soon as you get Danitha, this game's over, all right? What I would suggest is you can pick any of these, all of these, none of these. Just make sure they have fetch so you can pull Danitha as quickly as possible. What I do like is this Ignite the Beacon card, though. It's going to ask you to pick one of the first 4 creatures or vanguards, and what you'll notice is you'll only be able to have this one, and this one, so at any given time, you'll be able to pull Danitha. And that's good, because that's what you need in order to win. The last 2 here, you got Soul's Partition. This is a little bit of extra defense. I do like that. I think that's an important part. And you get some Mana Convert. Again, you don't have to have these 2, right? The big ones you need are these 2, Blade of Shared Souls and Danitha. And these 2, of course, help. They give you haste. Now, as I mentioned, I really like this deck for 3 reasons. I told you the first 2, right? Excellent combo here, and none of them are mythic or masterpiece. The third reason that I like this deck so much is that if you take a look, none of these cards will cycle out into Legacy when we have the next rotation, right? So we have a rotation about every 4 sets that come out. All right, and cards will be moved to the Legacy collection. None of these cards will be moved to Legacy when the next rotation happens. So what that means is this is a deck that's easy to build because it doesn't have a lot of masterpieces or mythics. In fact, it doesn't have any. It's got a lot of cards that are interchangeable. As long as you got these two, you're okay. And it's going to be around for a very, very long time, right? So I encourage you to build this deck. All right, so we'll take a look at the gameplay. We'll show you exactly how amazing this deck is, and hopefully this inspires you to collect some of these cards and build this deck yourself. All right, let's take a look. Okay, I can tell you guys right now this game is going to be over quite quickly. The reason is we have Ignite the Beacon. Ignite the Beacon, as I said, it allows you to pick one of the creatures from your deck, and you'll be able to use it quite quickly. You still have to pay for it and everything, but it does come out quickly. All right, Danitha it is. Would be nice if I had a card that gave me haste. I, at this point, do not. Maybe I'll be able to draw one in the next couple of turns. If we're able to draw one in the next couple of turns, this game will be over. I am not able to draw one yet. Okay, it says, do I want to use the ability? Yes. All right. This is what I wanted to show you guys. This is a great combo. And again, thank you to Pollard. Pollard is super supportive. I would just like to say that. And you know, if you guys are looking for a coalition, yeah, Scroll Magic Mexico or Search Magic Mexico. You can see how amazing this combo is. It's a nice rotating combo. It does almost go infinitely. If you decide for it to go infinitely, it will go infinitely. Here we go. Very cool stuff. What we're gonna do is we're gonna buff her until she is able to do let's see, well, enough damage that she plus the red rebels that are coming out will be able to finish the game, and then we'll let the opponent have their turn. If they're not able to take Danitha out, take out those red rebels, then the game is over. You know, as I mentioned, guys, I've won on the first turn like several times, right? A couple of times actually, two times to be specific, and you can see why that's possible. If I had a card that gave the haste ability right before I was able to drop Danitha here, this game would be over on the first turn. Well, on this turn that I'm able to play, right? So, super cool deck. I would just invite everybody to make this deck because it's just, you know, it's an easy deck to build. There's a lot of interchangeable parts. The two main parts, of course, are the Blade of Shared Souls and Danitha. You know, those two are quite easy to find. They're going to be around for a long time too, so that's cool. If you're probably taking a look at this deck and saying, hey, you know what, I don't have Narset, this Planeswalker here. Well, that's okay. What I would suggest is go with a blue and white Planeswalker. Kind of find those cards that give you the fetch ability. And what you're going to have to do is look for a card that gives you haste, right? So there are some, right? There's some in white. I would suggest using those. If you get haste on this, yeah, you can switch out the Flame Shadow Conjuring and the Mishra's Command that I had there. But yeah, this is a cool deck. I mean, it doesn't go to Legacy anytime soon, so you'll be okay. All right, we're getting to the end of what I want to have here as the turn. We'll go two more times just to be sure. Right now it's enough to win the game, but we'll go one more. There we are. Do we want to do that? Nope. Okay, if they're not able to kill off both of these creatures, well, actually one creature on the next turn, then the game is over. Let's see what they're able to do, guys. It's going to be a long shot because they don't got any mana there. They're able to put one that converts some gems, but yeah, that's it. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this deck. Like I always say, like and subscribe, it helps the channel. That's basically it, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video, and that's it for me. Good gaming, guys.